But they came back after the x-ray and was like, we need to take him into emergency surgery because it's a tumor. They said that it was the biggest tumor they had ever seen in a 2-year-old. They said the worst case scenario, he might have cancer, he gonna die. And the only thing I could pray to the Lord at that time at the hospital was that, Father, allow your will to be done. So he got a haircut. When he came back, we could see this elevated part of his head. Yeah. So I didn't think anything too much of it. I'm like, well, maybe he bumped his head or something, or you know how they get the goosebumps or whatever. Yeah. So I ended up taking him to Children's Hospital.
It was like an egg ball.
Yeah, it looked like, it's called a goosebump. It's called a goosebump.
Okay.
Goose egg or goose something, whatever. Y'all know if your child hit their head and it's a bump on it. Y'all know what we talking about. But anyways, we took him to Children's Hospital, and they did x-rays and everything was going good, and he got a popsicle. He was fine. No symptoms of like anything bothering him with it. You know, it didn't hurt to touch or anything like that. But they came back after the x-ray and was like, we need to take him into emergency surgery because it's a tumor.
No, I thought they said it could be cancer.
Right. Any tumor could be cancerous.
Right.
Any tumor could be
cancerous. The way they put it, like, they just like...
Well, they said that it was the biggest tumor they had ever seen in a 2-year-old. At this time, he was 2 years old. Right. And they said that because of the size of it, they already had assumed that it was cancerous. Yeah. So they did
telling
emergency...
somebody parents. Telling somebody, right.
Yeah, parents. So they did the emergency surgery. Yeah. And they removed the whole right side of his skull, which left him with a dent. Like, his whole brain was exposed. It was just weird. I mean, that was like so scary. Yeah. And I mean, being in a new relationship, I had just started a job. I had just quit that job because I had to care for a 2-year-old now that has a brain tumor that stayed in the hospital. I don't know how long we was in there, maybe 2 weeks. My mom and my grandma came down from Illinois. Mala came for a couple of days. You remember that? Yeah. She came for a couple of days, and really, I didn't have much support but those people. You know, I know everybody else was living their life, but boy, oh boy, did I need support, you know? Right. And my mama always come on in clutch. Like, let's be honest here.
Like, I'm coming. She can have like 10 meetings. She can be doing a whole bunch of stuff. No, I'm coming right now.
Yeah,
like,
she
you
will.
You ain't get no sleep. She's like, I'm coming now.
That is true. My mama and my grandma, they came in clutch. She stayed up at the hospital. I think they had to tell me to go home. They told me, like, the hospital staff told me to go home, and that was just so sad to see them like that. So was it the next
day that I came and we went out to eat?
I think it was a couple of days, right. That's what I'm saying. It was just you all, you know. And, of course, you came, and you was like, have you eaten? I don't think I had eaten, and you took me to, what was it called, Basement Burger?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that sounded kind of ghetto, but it wasn't ghetto at all. We got a turkey burger. It was really good, actually. That was the first time you had been to. So we were there.
I think this moment we stopped the vegan. Somebody like the last video you was vegan. Now this video
so from December we was vegan. By January
we're like, we good, y'all.
Yeah, because I think I tried to go. I was getting headaches. I was all weak and brittle and stuff. It's like, nah.
Hey, y'all. Looking like a baby teeth.
Ooh, okay. So we did. Okay, so within all of this, my son was in surgery. He was recovering. I was at the hospital. I think you went to your parents' house to do some laundry or something. Then you called me talking about your ex showed up. So for some reason, she was always there when you was there. So it kind of made me start feeling some type of way. I think we kind of got into it just a little bit. And I was like, if this ain't what you want, you ain't gonna have it. I got too much going on. Like, because my son is at the hospital with a brain tumor. I don't have time to try to go through something like that in a relationship. Right. And, you were very calm, as you always are. You were just saying, it's not like that. And right. I think that this is kind of too, I don't know, were we staying together at this point? This kind of pushed us into staying together too as well. Because you kept going, you had to keep going back to do your laundry.
Yeah. And I was staying with my parents. Yeah, and I don't know if we ever said that, but in the beginning I was staying with my parents. And you end up getting an apartment, and after you was with your brother. Then you got your own apartment that came through.
Eden came home. He had to wear a helmet so that, and he was still his playful self.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could put some clips in of him. Please do. If you all are watching on the listening through podcasts, please go check out this video so that you all can have the visual of this process that we have been through, because I hope you can find those photos of him where it was it was just dented in and you could see his brain moving. Oh, it was just like,
yeah, it was definitely pretty sad.
Yeah.
And then
but he was just still himself though. Like he was still playful, he was still flipping. We was like, you can't be doing that. He didn't want to wear the helmet. It was just like a lot going on.
Yeah.
He didn't want to wear the helmet, but he wanted to flip, jump, skip, hop, and do everything that a 2-year-old would be doing.
So was that before the helmet? The results. So how did the results go?
The results was that, yes, it was before he was even released. They kept him until those results came back.
How long he was in the hospital?
He was in the hospital for like a week.
Okay.
Yeah, they removed that and took about a week for them to get the results back. And I mean, when I say the tumor was the whole right side of his skull, so they already believe it was cancerous, but we serve a guy who, I mean, come on y'all, somebody better give a praise break in this moment, okay? It was non-cancerous, it was definitely benign.
Right.
And from there, they said that he needed to have a plate, so that we had to take him to go get fitted for the plate, the measurements, and then he had to have a special plate made before they could put it in. And this is that period where he had to wear that helmet until his plate was ready. They had to make sure all of the swelling was down from that first surgery. Then they had to go back in, reopen him up, recut the spots, and yeah,
thank God to those doctors.
Yeah, he'll be 9 years old next month, and he still, I mean, he don't really got no issues. Yeah. But besides following instructions, but I barely follow instructions, and I'm 33.
Right, thank God to those surgeons and stuff.
Yes.
And he's there for a week, got released. And how long do you have to wear the helmet for?
He only wore the helmet for about 2 weeks until they did that plate.
Yeah, that was a long week. And I think towards the end, he stopped wearing the helmet.
He stopped wearing... for the most part, he wasn't wearing that helmet because he would take it off.
The first week,
not
wore,
really, nah. Barely.
I remember towards the end, like, I thought towards the end, like, this is not a good idea. Like, he should not be having the helmet. I mean, he should not have this helmet off.
He wouldn't keep it on.
That nothing happened. And
right.
Lord Jesus, that we finally got that plate in, because I was definitely kind of on edge about that, because
right. And ever since then, he's only had one seizure. You remember that one seizure when he was sat in the corner? I had to take him to the hospital, but that's because he was crying for an excessive amount of time.
Right.
But then they said that he have seizures, but he don't really have seizures, and he is not. Oh, I just want to point out, he's not on any type of medication. Now they recommend the medication, but I think that's like
a worst case.
I think it's like preventative. He didn't really need it, but it's just like, what if, or just in case type of thing. Yeah. But the medication was having him off. No. Yeah. He was off on that medication. And it's just like, if this is going to take away from his life, it's a no for me.
Yeah. That's not working. Like, he was like running around. One time he took medicine. He was running around. He was too hyper. Me was like, no. Take him off this stuff. Like, sit down. She was yelling at him and stuff like, God. She was like, I can't take this.
When you say Mimi, you got to let them know the oldest daughter.
My oldest daughter. I'm sorry. We call her Mimi, but the oldest daughter.
So she's 12. So she was about 9 or 10 at that time.
7 or something.
No, she wasn't no 7.
Because this happened when he was 2.
No, but he didn't get on medication until we was here.
Yeah, like 4,
she was about 9. Because she's 12 now.
Right.
So this was around pandemic time. Remember, it was hard to get an appointment and stuff. And we had him on that medication for a little while. And then this is when he was going back and forth to and from his, from us to his dad. And they was leaving the medication over there. And I was forgetting to take it. No. So he was on and off of the medication.
Yeah.
So I just took him off completely. Against medical advice. Right now, I'm just playing. I don't know if it was against medical advice, but I think, again, it was just like a preventative type of thing, but he didn't really need it, because I remember going back saying, this is not working.
Oh, right.
This medication ain't it,
Exactly. Because we serve a God that
We do serve a God that can do all things because again, the way the doctors look at it scientifically and statistically, he was gonna die. He had cancer. I mean, they just said the worst case scenario. He might have cancer. He gonna die. And the only thing I could pray to the Lord at that time at the hospital was that, Father, allow your will to be done. I give my son up to you. If it's meant for him to die, just prepare me. Like, that was the only prayer I could pray. I didn't pray like, send your angels, Lord, down to heal him and take your hands and take the tumor off yourself. Like, I didn't do all of that. I was just in a place of just whatever your will is, Lord. Because some people pray that. They be like, oh, keep him here. Now he a vegetable. He has no way of like he's not even living. He paralyzed or something. I'm talking about keep him here. Right. No. So whatever your will is, Father, that's all I could pray. But he gave him back.
Yeah, while you had to go to work or get some sleep. I think your mom was up there every day, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah. She didn't. Yeah, she was up there every day, and then we would rotate. So she was up there. Then when she would leave, I would come up there so that she could eat, shower, whatever. And then she would come back, and then I would leave because she wanted to be up there. You know.
Imagine those people that don't have that support.
So I know.
And they have to leave their child by themselves. Or they have to lose everything because they don't have a job. They have to just stay at the hospital or not. You know, sometimes they tell you, you have to go home. You have to get sleep. You got to leave your child up there. Then figure out the other stuff that's chaos that's going on, that find another job or try to make it to work and stuff like that.
Right. And then it's people who feel like their jobs is more important than that because, again, if I didn't have you as a father figure, I mean, I think their dad came up there for 30 minutes or something. And after that, nobody from his side came to see Eden. It was just my side. And I knew from then, it would really just be my side, I didn't have any friends. Let's be honest. Where was my friends at? If I had friends, where was they at?
Well, right. But I think that's the important is the family dynamic as a husband and a wife. You have children and a husband and a wife. That if something happened, that the wife can or anybody can take care of the emergency while the husband or however your family is set up, that person can still work and the income can still come in. The only thing that's taking a hit is half of the income, not the whole income. It's taking a big hit on this type of situation. Well, people just want to have kids and just.
Well, I'm just glad that God's timing is everything because I had met you a little bit. And then, I mean, let's get into a little bit about you. How did you feel coming into this new relationship? We wasn't even 6 months in. How many months? 4 months or something in?
September. So September to January.
Okay. So how did you feel coming in? Possibly her son might die or he might have cancer. I mean, how did you?
I don't know. I was on cloud 9 just being with you. I was just loving your presence.
It don't matter if he does.
No, not that far.
That's what I just asked you.
No, not that far. I'm just saying my thought process was just being
I'm going to be the only man in her life. What?
No, just being in your presence, being with you.
Right.
Of course, I was devastated and hurt. If you lost a son, it would definitely have to, I don't know, you probably would go through the process of pushing me away. You probably go through so many different processes. You're not time for this relationship, but then you got a lot of grief and a lot of stuff, emotions. It's coming out. You wouldn't have time for a relationship. So, yeah, that would be a problem. And we probably need counseling if we tried to make it work in different situations. But, yeah, it would have definitely. But I was praying, too, that he comes out. I was praying, too, that he make it. But, yeah, it was thoughts that, what if our son don't make it? I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to feel terrible for her. I'm going to feel like, there's nothing I could do to make you feel better. There's nothing I can ever say or can't bring them back for you because you're going to be hurt beyond anything I could do for you.
Right.
So, yeah, that probably, if that would have happened, I don't think we would have been here because...
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say my son died, get away from me. I'm not saying that. I feel like I would need the support. I don't feel like I'm the type of person that I'm going through something and I'm pushing everybody away.
Right.
I don't believe that that's the type of personality that I have or that's how I grieve. I want people that's in my corner to be there for me. So I don't... Yeah, it would have definitely been a process. I would have probably definitely went through depression.
Yeah, I would have had to ensure you that I'm gonna be there and I love you and
Right.
I'm gonna take care of you and we're gonna figure it out together.